Have you ever added just one small teaspoon to your morning tea, thinking it's harmless, even healthy? Yet your spouse keeps saying, please stop doing that. Most men over 50 don't realize that this common habit, something we've been told is perfectly fine, may quietly strain your heart, stiffen your arteries, and drain your energy before the day even starts. Today, I'll show you the real reason this teaspoon becomes dangerous as you age, and what to do instead. I'm Dr. Barbara O'Neill, a urologist with 40 years of experience helping men protect their long-term vitality. Tell me where you're watching from, and don't forget to like and subscribe. When you hear me say the teaspoon most men never question, I'm talking about that familiar scoop of sugar you slip into your morning tea without even thinking. It feels harmless, almost comforting, something you've done for decades. But as you move into your 50s and 60s, your metabolism changes in ways nobody warned you about. Your cells don't process glucose the way they used to, your insulin response slows down, and your blood vessels stiffen more easily. That one sweet moment in the morning suddenly creates a ripple effect your younger body could once absorb. Now, I understand why men defend this habit. It's part of your routine. It brings a sense of calm. And honestly, it tastes good. But this is exactly how sneaky health issues start. Quietly, gently, disguised as something familiar and innocent. Your wife may notice your energy dipping, your irritability rising, or your waistline softening before you do. Meanwhile, that single teaspoon is giving your arteries a small shock they have to fight off before you've even begun your day. If you want a practical shift, start by reducing that teaspoon by just a quarter for 1 week. Let your taste buds adjust slowly. Your body will respond faster than you expect. In many of my patients, even tiny reductions lead to steadier mornings and fewer afternoon crashes. But sugar isn't the only hidden culprit in that cup. There's another ingredient most men overlook entirely, and it may be doing even more damage than the sweetness itself. When you add that teaspoon each morning, it doesn't just sweeten your tea, it immediately triggers a cascade inside your arteries. The moment the sugar hits your bloodstream, your blood vessels tighten just a little, like a garden hose being squeezed. In your 30s, your arteries could bounce back quickly, but after 50, the lining of those vessels, the endothelium, loses some of its flexibility. That means even a small glucose spike creates stiffness that lasts longer, raises inflammation, and forces your heart to push harder than it should before breakfast. You may not feel this happening, but your body does. That mid-morning heaviness, the dull headache behind your eyes, the slow drag in your legs. These aren't random aging complaints. They're early warning signals that your circulation is struggling to recover from what seems like an innocent morning habit. And often, your partner notices these shifts before you do. She might mention that you look more tired, or that your face seems flushed, or that you're more irritable on the days you add an extra scoop. She's seeing the effects of arterial stress that you've grown used to ignoring. A simple tweak can make a difference. Pair your tea with a source of healthy fat, like a handful of nuts or a spoonful of yogurt. This slows the sugar surge and protects your blood vessels from that sudden morning jolt. Many of my patients notice steadier energy in just a few days. But sugar-induced stiffness is only half the story. What happens next inside your hormones is even more surprising and far more important for men over 50. Most men don't realize that the very first thing they put in their cup each morning can quietly interfere with their hormone balance for the rest of the day. When that teaspoon of sugar rushes into your system, your insulin shoots up to deal with it. And here's the part no one talks about. Every time insulin rises sharply, testosterone tends to fall. Not dramatically at first, just enough to dim your morning energy, dull your motivation, and make you feel a little less like yourself. Over months and years, those tiny dips add up, leading to the slow, steady hormone decline so many men assume is just aging. You might notice it as lower drive, slower muscle recovery, or that sense of dragging yourself through the morning even after a full night of sleep. Some men describe it as feeling foggy, others say they've lost their spark. These symptoms often start so subtly that you dismiss them as stress or getting older. Meanwhile, your partner may be the first to see the change: less patience, more frustration, fewer good mornings where you feel energized and ready. A practical step you can take right now is to replace that teaspoon with a pinch of cinnamon. It's not only naturally sweet, but it helps stabilize insulin, so your testosterone isn't constantly being pushed down. Many of my patients notice clearer thinking and better mid-morning stamina within a week. But here's where it gets even more interesting. It's not just hormones that reveal the problem. Your emotional rhythms and daily interactions can expose it long before any blood test does. Your wife isn't asking you to stop that teaspoon because she wants to control your routine. She's noticing changes you may have brushed off. When your blood sugar spikes in the morning, your mood often spikes with it, and just as quickly it drops. That roller coaster can make you more irritable, more reactive, and less patient than you used to be. You may feel it as a short fuse or a heavier sigh, but she feels it as distance. These small shifts in your emotional tone often show up long before any major health symptom does. There's also the sleep issue. Morning sugar throws off your cortisol rhythm, which is supposed to set your body's internal clock. When that rhythm gets disrupted, you may fall asleep later, wake up more often, or feel restless without knowing why. Your partner sees this when you toss and turn, when you wake up already tired, when you're less present in the evenings. She picks up on patterns you don't recognize because she sees the whole picture: your energy, your reactions, your body language throughout the day. Try this practical step. For 1 week, keep your tea exactly the same, but remove the sweetener entirely after 3 p.m. Many men are shocked at how much deeper their sleep becomes and how much calmer their evenings feel. Sometimes the emotional ease is the first improvement, not the physical ones. But the real turning point comes when you discover how easily you can replace this habit without losing the comfort of your morning ritual. And that's where the next shift begins. There's a simple swap that takes less than 5 seconds, and it can completely change the way your morning affects your heart. Instead of that teaspoon of sugar, add just a few drops of fresh lemon or a half teaspoon of raw ginger powder to your tea. These 2 ingredients do something remarkable. They calm inflammation rather than ignite it. They help your blood vessels relax instead of tighten, and they support steadier circulation so you're not starting the day with hidden stress on your arteries. Most men are shocked that such a small change creates such a noticeable shift in how their chest and shoulders feel by mid-morning. The best part is the energy stability. Without that sharp sugar spike, your insulin stays level, your brain stays clearer, and your heart doesn't have to push as hard. Many of my patients tell me they feel a gentle lift instead of a crash, more focus, more calm, more stamina. And your partner will likely notice the difference just as quickly. Softer moods, less irritability, fewer complaints about feeling wiped out before lunch. If you're worried about taste, give it 1 honest week. Your palate adjusts faster than you think, and the subtle warmth of ginger or brightness of lemon becomes surprisingly satisfying. In fact, most men tell me they begin craving the cleaner flavor because it makes the whole morning feel lighter. But the real transformation doesn't come from the swap alone. It comes from rebuilding your entire morning ritual in a way that supports your health for years to come, and that step is easier than you might imagine. Rebuilding a healthier morning ritual doesn't mean giving up the comfort of your tea. It simply means shaping your routine so it works with your aging body, not against it. For men over 50, the first hour after waking sets the tone for your hormones, your heart, your metabolism, and even your mood for the entire day. When you remove the sugar spike and replace it with a calmer start, your biology immediately responds. Cortisol rises in a smoother curve, your blood vessels stay more relaxed, and your brain receives a steadier flow of oxygen. That's why even small changes feel bigger than you expect. Habit psychology tells us that routines stick when they're simple and satisfying. So begin with a 3-step blueprint. Brew your tea the same way you always have, add your healthier substitute like lemon or ginger, and take 10 slow breaths as you drink the first sip. This resets your nervous system and prevents the morning tension build-up many men mistake for just getting older. If you want to go further, add a short walk outside or light stretching. These movements activate nitric oxide, a natural vasodilator your body produces less of with age, improving circulation before you even start the day. Most men notice clearer thinking and steadier energy within a week. And your partner will likely see it too. More patience, more presence, and a calmer start that carries into the evening. But there's one final truth about morning rituals that surprises nearly everyone. The smallest change you make today can create the biggest improvement in how you feel tomorrow. Small habits truly shape your long-term health more than any big overhaul ever will. When you take ownership of your mornings and listen to what your body has been trying to tell you, everything begins to shift. Make one simple change today and share your progress below, because your strongest, healthiest years are still ahead of you.